Hi guys, Whitney from WSS Equestrian. Welcome to my video on common mistakes made in the show ring in a lead class. Alright guys, let's just quickly run over some things. Common mistakes I see in the lead class is horses and the competitors exhibiting their horse the wrong direction. So when you go out into a lead class, I have done some videos giving examples of different types of lead classes that will be requested at horse shows. I'll leave a card up for that at the top. When you're exhibiting your show horse, judges here, more often than not they're in the middle, but they should be on the outside. Anyways, judges here, you got to walk clockwise and you lead the horse on the onside. So this is the onside in thoroughbred terms. This is the offside. The near side, offside. Anyways, yeah. So I talk in the offside onside terms. So the way you're looking at me right now, this is where you're meant to be standing with the horse. You should not be leading your horse on this side. That is incorrect. You do not lead your horse on this side. You have to be on this side. Traditional, the rules, it is just the way it is, okay? Safety reasons, and it stems back to the days of when soldiers used to get on their horses with their swords and their guns. The sword and gun was always on this side of the horse, so you wouldn't get on the same side that you had your weapons so that you didn't damage yourself or the horse in that process. You always got on this side. So you exhibit the horse in a lead class on this side. Another common mistake I see done is people plait the mane, the rosettes on this side of the horse's neck. That is incorrect. Do not plait on the onside. You've got to plait the rosettes facing that way on the off side of the horse, okay? So when you're exhibiting your horse, you're here. This is the judge. You're walking around and the judge is seeing that the full picture of your horse without you in the way interrupting them. I know you want to rub, but you can't, okay? I'm sorry, the flies are on. So the judge is here, you're exhibiting your horse going round and round and round and round, if that makes sense. And they can see the full picture and the rosettes are facing on the right side. Because what's the point of having the rosettes facing in towards you? You can see them, but it's not going to help with that neat and tidy overall look of the horse when the judge is viewing them. So that is really, really important. Another common mistake I see is when the judge is viewing the horse, the people just stand here like this and hold the horse. When the judge is moving around the horse, so this is the horse. When the judge is moving around, you are pivoting, you are moving out of the way, you are staying. So if the judge is looking at us side on, you stand in front of the horse, okay, if that makes sense. If the judge is looking at the horse from the back end, you stand to the side so that your legs are not interfering and your body is not interfering with the view of the horse from behind, and vice versa for the front. You don't stand in front of the horse like this when the judge is right here looking at the horse head on. And then when the judge is looking at the horse on the other side, you move to the front of the horse again, if that makes sense, guys. You pivot. You pivot around the horse's head, not letting the horse move forward. You keep them squared up and staying still and well presented to the judge. So that's one big one there for a lead class. And then another common mistake I see is people don't listen to the judge. Sometimes you just shut off and you're in your own little world and you got 1,000 things on your mind, whatever the reason may be. If you do not understand the lead class, you do not move. You do not compete. You make sure that you talk to the judge and go. So the judge will go, okay, walk out, trot across and trot back to me. You've got to relay that to the judge so they know, you're on the same page. And if you say it back and go, trot out, walk across, walk back, the judge will go, no, wrong. Walk out, trot across, trot back to me. They will check with you. They will make sure that you're going to perform the class that they've set out. And they don't want you to go out there and do the wrong thing. No one wants that. They just want you to be able to communicate if you don't understand, if you don't know. And if you can't do it, that's okay. They are very, they're human, we're human. Everyone's on the same page. Be polite to them, don't be rude to them. That's really important. They're just trying to help you in the learning and performing in the show ring, if that makes sense. So it's really, really, really important to understand your workout. Watch the others in your class. If it's a bit hard when you're the first one straight off out of the lineup and you've got to do it, you definitely make sure you know what you're doing. If you're the last one at the end of the line, again, pay attention because you can't quite hear the judge when you're at the end of the line because they're up the front with the first horse. You watch and you you watch every workout. You don't just stand there and watch over there and watch your friend. No, when you're in the class, you watch everyone work out. You make sure that you all perform the same workout, because the second or third horse might get it wrong, and then you watch the horse next to you at the last minute and you go, oh, okay, yep, that's a workout, and you go out and do it and it's completely wrong, and you'll get in trouble and you get marked down. One, if you don't check with the judge. Two, you do the wrong workout and it's not going to help you at all. So it's really important to be focused on your class. It's not an hours event. It's over in like a matter of 5-10 minutes, if that makes sense, if you've got a big class. So really important that you're paying attention. That's another list to my common mistakes made at horse shows. Another common mistake is the wrong bridle, not exhibiting in the correct attire. This is an English snaffle bridle, this bridle here that Kataf is wearing, with a blingy brow band. Make sure that if you're exhibiting a hunter horse, it has the original brow band, or you can put a plaited leather brow band on it, but make sure you don't have a blingy brow band stepping into the hunter class. Make sure you know what tack you should be wearing before you step out into the show ring. Before you arrive at the show ring, you need to know exactly what tack is needed for the classes you're going to enter. If you're going to exhibit a thoroughbred in an open hack class, they wear the blingy brow bands. That is when you use this type of blingy flash attire. The hunters are the traditional workhorse that just wear the workwear bridles and brow bands, if that makes sense, guys. That is another video coming to my channel very soon. Hunter bridle versus a open hack horse bridle. Another common mistake is being late to the class, not being organized, not paying attention, and being late. So it's really, really, really important that you're there 15 minutes before your classes so that you can relax, get your horse warmed up, and step into the ring with no stress. You do not want to be rushed, late, or miss the class. So it's really important that you're paying attention and you're not talking or late or, fighting against time to get as much things as you can done. You want to have a routine, a schedule, a map laid out of what you're going to do beforehand, the week, the month before the show, and the night before the show, and the day of the show. If you're driving or traveling or you're camping, you need to know exactly what you're going to do, so practice at home. Another common mistake in the show ring is not having your horse properly presented. But it depends on your breed. Some breeds don't have their manes plaited, the ponies and all that sort of stuff, but in the bigger horses, the open hacks and the hunters, your horse's mane needs to be braided, the forelock needs to be braided, the ears need to be tidied up, trimmed, clipped out. The long hairs on their eyes and their muzzles, that is to be left now. EA changed those rules a year or two ago. You're not to shave them off anymore. You meant a nice gloss on the eyes and the muzzle to help enhance those features of the horse. If they've got any white markings, you highlight it more with a white cover cream, just to give it a bit more pizzazz, depth, make it extra white. We'll get to that one in a second. Make sure your horse has blacket on its feet. The chestnuts on the horse's legs, that is blacketed as well. Then you have the quarter marks done on the rump of the horse, and the tail is either at the top of the dock, either shaved or plaited, and you have a false tail in. If the horse has sun-bleached hairs, trim them away. Obviously, don't cut away the hair if it doesn't have that much hair. Dye it if you can. It's up to you. You've got to do what best suits. I know, tough. Another thing is don't let the horses rub on you like he is doing right now, because when you go to a show, so at home, it's a bad habit. I let Teddy do it and I cop it every time. It's a bad habit. Do not let your horse rub on you with makeup, because that's going to stain the hell out of your jodhpurs or your jacket, and you don't want that. You want to keep your clothing as clean as possible so that you can go and use that stuff again and not have to keep buying more stuff in the way of riding attire. White markings. The most common mistake of white markings, if you don't wash it the day before and then cover it with white cover cream and then bandage it to keep it clean in the stables or the paddock, or not the paddock, in the stables, it's really not nice when you don't present your horse to the full or best of its potential. And to do that with white markings, you need to make sure that those white markings are sparkling clean, absolutely white. Obviously on muddy shows and that sort of thing, judges will overlook that. Like, as long as you try your best, you do the best you can to be it neat and tidy in its presentation to the show ring, you're on the winning stick. But if you're not trying to keep it clean and well presented, it's not a good look. And at the end of the day, showing is about your overall look, how well you present yourself to the judge and to the show committee. Like, it's just really, really important to focus, and those little tiny nitty bitty bits, that all comes together in the show ring. So that's a really important aspect. Make sure you have your tickets in your pocket or in your jotties or with your strapper. Don't leave them in the car. Do not head over to the show ring, wait there for 15 minutes and be like, oh, I can't enter, I don't have my ticket. You got to have your tickets on you. Don't leave the horse float with your horse without your tickets, because it's very stressful, because if you cash and everything's in the car, and it's really, really unhelpful not to have your tickets, because then you can't enter the show ring. So that is another element that you need to be organized with and fully aware that you've got your tickets beforehand. Don't leave it to the last minute to go over and get while your class is kicking off. It's really, really, really important that you have your tickets in your pocket ready to rock and roll, or you've prepaid for your classes, whichever it be. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me in my video today. I hope that was helpful in highlighting things that go wrong and, you know, things that are unfortunate and whatnot in the show ring that are wrong and that you want to try and avoid yourself as a show horse exhibitor. All right, we'll see you in the next video. I hope this was helpful. If you've got any questions, reach out to me at WSS Equestrian on Instagram, and I'll do my very best to turn my answers into a video to help you and many others. All right, guys, good luck with all your show horse riding success. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on that notification bell. Bye! Thank you, Gaddafi. Put your fly veil back on. Good man, thank you.